Alright, so we're going to take a look at this video from that channel, Apologia Comedia. 68,000 subscribers. I'll never know how to say it. This is titled Your Favorite Comic's Least Favorite Comic. And who is he talking about? Mark Norman. See what we got.
It's more conversational. It's more whatever it is.
Right. Hold on. All right. But.
Alright, I'll be honest, dude. I feel the same way about farts. And that's only because my farts stink so bad, I think. Where it's like, there's no way that I would be pleased by the smell of your fart. Because it's fucking gross. Regardless. I get the sentiment of finding farts funny. Because of the randomness, I suppose. But it's not something where I'm like, oh, thanks for doing that. That was really worth the laugh. It's like, dude, now the fucking back seat stinks. You know what I mean? Like, it's not good.
Let me just say this. Him, David Cross, and Jeselnik are now my trio of fart haters.
Cross hated it.
Hated it. He almost kicked me off the pot. He's like, you got to go. This is crazy. And I had to, like, calm him down.
Smell.
Hotel rates were insane.
I mean, you're basically minutes away from needing to take a shit, man. And it's inappropriate. It's bad manners. No, even if you are a comedian, it doesn't make sense in this setting. One-on-one talking to somebody in a small room with microphones. Like, I don't know. I think that in itself makes it even more like, just be respectful, dude.
You know, but man, what a nightmare that.
Sorry. Yeah, it's a nightmare. I'm with you on that one. Oh, we lost Cross.
Like, that's my thing, is I'm not going to sit in your fart, bro. No matter how funny you think it is, I'm not going to sit there and just inhale your fart. It's not that funny. It's not worth it enough to do that. It's just poor upbringing, dude. Poor upbringing. I've really never seen a good fart land. Like, make everybody burst out laughing. I've never seen it. I don't hang around those type of people.
All right. I had an egg wrap earlier.
And we weren't friends, and we started off on a bad foot, but...
So what is he saying? He's got sulfur-smelling farts because he had egg? So even worse, dude. Get me out of there.
And I was, like, scared to, like, even be on this trip with him.
Damn it. Really?
Sorry.
Yeah, like, just because I just don't want it to be just not...
I had some levity to this conversation.
So over the last few weeks, I've realized you can only cover Joe Rogan being compromised so many times, or politicians lying on his podcast, before you realize it's kind of pointless. It's the same thing with Tucker or Candace. Yeah, thanks for reminding us our politicians and entertainers are corrupt. The doom...
Alright, good call, man, because I did just do a video where Tim Dillon was shitting on, you know, Joe Rogan for the most part, but people saying that he's still gonna go and hang out with him, and it doesn't matter what I mean, they're right. They're right, dude. No matter how much these guys will shit on somebody like that, or anybody of power, as soon as they make the call, they're gonna crumble and be like, yeah, we're still friends.
Doom and gloom doesn't accomplish anything besides getting creators more clicks and leaving viewers even more demoralized. Because at the end of the day, nobody's actually going to do anything about it. That is, unless the masses decide to adopt Bill Burr's playbook for change.
It doesn't make a difference who's president. Okay? Black, white, dick or clam. Alright? It's not gonna make a bit of difference. So somebody who's got the balls to put together a group that's going to go over the walls of some of these gated communities and you start slitting some throats. Not just any throats. It's got to be the right throats.
That's really the only way real change has happened throughout history. Obviously, I would never condone or endorse such actions. What I can do, though, is focus on what really matters.
I've always said myself, eat the rich, man. And I'm not even just talking about the faces you see. I'm talking about the suits that you don't see. The guys that are actually running everything, not the people that they put out there in front of your face. Like, this is our guy. No, there's another guy.
And that is farts. One of the few forms of comedy that transcends all cultures. A kick to the nuts, a baby of any species doing pretty much anything, and farts. And no comedian lives by that understanding more than Mark Norman. What's interesting, though, is that some of the biggest comedians on the planet, the very people you'd assume would also find farts hilarious, seemed absolutely assaulted.
I'll add here, I just watched Adam Ray. I believe it was on the Scissor Brothers podcast, maybe. And this is an old podcast, of course, but he talks about how he likes fart humor. And I think, again, they just say this as like a sentiment for like real lowbrow shit. Like stuff like a fart. Don't actually fart next to me, bro, in a van. You know what I mean? Like, I'm eating.
By them. Take Nate Bargatze, for example.
I mean, the closer you can get.
I'll also say this. Mark Norman does it in such poor taste. He lifts his ass up, he makes it so obvious that he's farting, and he does it while they're talking. Like, in the middle of them saying something, he decides to fart. As if, fuck whatever you're talking about, dude. It's rude. You know what I mean? It's just rude.
To your real life, the more, I think the more material you're open to.
Oh, yeah.
Because you're just being you. So it's, you know, the more you can just do this, the more you'll be able to talk about, the more, you know, it's more conversational. It's more whatever it is.
Right. Hold on. All right. But
now, because we've been covering so much of that Tom Segura divorce, if you guys remember the old days of YMH, there was a fart microphone. Disgusting, dude. So gross. And of course, it was Christina's idea.
let me just say this. I had nothing after that.
Yeah.
But sorry, that was a squeaker. Yeah. We had Jewish deli before this.
Sorry about that.
Oh no, you're good. He farted. It was the whole thing.
Did he?
Yeah.
Nate did?
I know.
No.
Supposed to be clean.
Yeah.
The zoom-in close-up of Nate's reaction to Mark's fart was perfect. I watched that moment like 10 times and it just gets funnier. He had his Tom Segura psycho face on. How does he just sit there disappointed after the fart? I had to hold my face from laughter. The next victim, or depending on who you ask.
Now, I believe there's one type of people that really like farts. Children. Or adults that want to be children. That's it.
Ask hypocrite on Mark's list is David Cross. Arrested Development was one of my favorite shows growing up, and David Cross's character, Tobias, is, in my opinion, one of the funniest TV characters of all time.
Are you forgetting that I was a professional twice over, an analyst and a therapist?
Now, guys, I have some random stats about this show. They did 3 seasons. Most people didn't watch it, and then it disappeared. It got a resurgence because of Netflix, but I remember watching all 3 seasons, buying the DVDs, still having the DVDs, because the cast was incredible. I mean, they had Ron Howard doing voiceover on top of the fact that Michael Cera, Jason Bateman, fucking Jeffrey Tambor. It was incredible, dude. It made Ellen's wife, which is this lady here, seem hilarious. And then I even saw her in some other random TV shows, like Better Off Ted, I believe it was. She was like the boss. Very similar to like a Julia Louis-Dreyfus from Seinfeld.
The world's first analrapist.
Yes, and you were almost arrested for those business cards.
Yes, no, it did not look good on paper.
His podcast, though, feels more like something he's doing because it's what somebody told him comedians do, not necessarily because he likes it. Maybe it was just because he had Norman on, because it didn't exactly seem like he wanted to be there. It didn't help that things got off to a weird start when Mark assumed he could sit wherever he wanted. To make it more awkward, Cross didn't even remember meeting him.
Nice to meet you.
Meet me. What you did by phone?
Okay, go ahead.
What?
You saw that.
The hesitation? Well, you...
No,
You wanted
yeah, exactly. You just made an assumption, I think. That's all right.
I did.
But go ahead and sit there.
It's funny.
Now, here's what I feel. David was doing that shit on purpose. Like, he's not actually upset. He probably might have actually been upset with the fart, but he was definitely just playing right here. Seeing if Mark could understand. Like, he's very anti-comedy in a lot of ways. Like, he does the thing that you don't think would be funny, similar to a fart. But walking off is another way of being like, hey, here's your fart. I raise you one by saying, I'm just gonna leave, dude. And you're just kidding. You're gonna come back, finish the show, whatever, but it's still like, let's see how much you want to play, Mr. Norman.
Funny that Cross got weirded out about where Norman chose to sit, because from what I've seen, he usually lets the guests pick their own seat.
And I'm gonna go
Like I said, it's a bit.
right here.
That's good, because the last, I want to say 3 or 4 have chosen this. There you go.
It made me wonder if Mark had done something to rub Cross the wrong way beforehand, or if that's just how Cross is, because he comes across as passively combative throughout most of the podcast. He even stops the conversation to criticize the language Mark uses in the...
Like I said, a bit, dude. David's just doing this shit on purpose.
this weird virtue signally educating kind of way.
Southern, but it's very super progressive black gay, but very industrious too, but still kind of...
When you say industrious too...
Well,
I
they
don't
got
know if you-
skyscrapers.
Right. I think you
Is
want to
that the
be
wrong
careful. Yeah, you want to be careful about saying it's got black people and gay people, and also people who work hard.
Well, I don't mean like that. I mean like it's a
I know you
booming
don't. That's
metropolis.
why I'm clarifying it for the audience.
Yeah.
I don't think that's what anyone was thinking when Norman was describing the area.
Sure.
It felt like Cross had to reach pretty hard to make that virtue signal make even a little sense. As the podcast goes on, Cross is telling a pretty boring story, and Mark does what Mark always does. He finds a natural opening for a joke.
Again, natural opening sounds so weird in the context of farts, huh? Speaking of natural opening, right? It's a missed joke there. Or maybe he was doing it on purpose. I don't know. I doubt it. But either way, Norman lifting himself up like that in the middle of somebody talking, it's just rude. Regardless of how funny a fart can be, it's poor timing, man.
I think initially I was going to stay down there, and then I ended up staying somewhere else because the hotel rates were insane, you know? But man, what a nightmare that...
Sorry.
All right, so there you have it, guys. Mark Norman farting all over everybody for some reason. And, yeah, if I don't gotta smell it, dude, a fart can be very funny, but farting, like, in a group, it's weird.
Why do I always let them in?